Dear family, friends, and guests of honor, I fully realize that a roast honoring our guests of honor, Zia Maria and Sir Giovanni, should be a humorous and joke-filled tribute. However, on this occasion tonight, I must break from this tradition so that I can share with the whole family some very serious facts about the true identity of Sir Giovanni and Zia Maria that I know none of you are aware of. Now I must warn you in advance that when I first figured this out about our low-key and unassuming guests of honor, I myself was in total disbelief. It was only after a long and thorough investigation that I personally conducted that I was convinced of my findings. In fact, the information that I'm about to share with you tonight was highly classified by the United States government and the Bush administration. It was only after the recent victory of Barack Obama, also known in some circles as Unievuru, that I am now able to make this public. My dear family, the truth is that since September 11th, 2001, Zia Maria and Zia Giovanni have been secretly operating as undercover agents for a highly classified CIA counterterrorism operation. It was formed by an executive order issued by the current president, George W. Bush himself. This operation was responsible for infiltrating and gathering intelligence on suspected terrorist groups on the northwest side of Chicago and O'Hare Airport. Now I know that this may sound totally absurd and ridiculous to some of you. Others of you may be in total shock and disbelief as I was when I first learned of this. However, anyone with knowledge of how the CIA operates understands why Zia Maria and Sir Giovanni were perfect choices for this highly secret operation. So, I ask you to consider the facts. First, their command center for this operation was strategically located high atop the third floor of the Honeybee Apartments, also known under the code word of the Buildingo, with unobstructed views in all directions, and the ability to closely monitor and hear all incoming airplane flights from the kitchen table made this a perfect observation post. Second, Zia Maria and Sir Giovanni were not acting alone in this operation. As agents in charge, they were assigned a supporting cast of secret agents to help them. For example, there's the tenant on the second floor, who was really an undercover agent with the secret codename of Upatsu Fricatu du Polacco. He was assigned to monitor illegal terrorist immigration from Poland, and Agent Upolacco was especially convincing as a Polish agent, as he once tore down an entire light fixture while trying to change a light bulb in his apartment. And there were many other agents posing as tenants with equally creative code names that you all heard about, or even met in person at the Buildingo, such as Chi Ragazza Vecchiareggia on the first floor, or Chi Stravaganda do Messicano on the first floor. And let's not forget Umbriaco and Chi Stramba Americana across the hallway. Now, as if all this wasn't unbelievable enough, imagine my total shock to find out that my own 75-year-old mother-in-law and father-in-law, who live in my building next door, are also operatives of the CIA. This finally explains their constant 24/7 surveillance and harassment of every tenant movement in the parking lot and hallways. Now some of you may still not convinced, and I don't blame you. So let me share more evidence that I discovered which finally convinced me. For example, how do you explain Zia Maria's expert knowledge of biochemical agents cleverly disguised as cleaning products that she experiments with and uses several times a day to keep the hallways, walls, and glass doors spotless clean? Any would-be terrorist, or any visitor for that matter, caught putting their dirty fingers or hands on the walls are subject to chemical torture personally administered by Zia Maria herself in the Basciamento. And, speaking of the Basciamento, as you all recall, it was shortly after 9/11 that Zio Giovanni started a major construction project to finish the basement. This was really an undercover operation to cover up the construction of a secret tunnel passageway with an entrance under the Presepio that I accidentally discovered chasing after one of the kids. Have you ever wondered why, as I did, Zio Giovanni never takes down the Presepio after the holidays? And let me also share that during this time, Zia Maria and Zio Giovanni achieved remarkable success in bringing many terrorist suspects to justice, along with a few late-paying tenants. And we all owe them our thanks. In 2007, in recognition of their outstanding contributions to keeping America safe, the Department of Homeland Security issued them free of charge a standard government black Cadillac with bulletproof windows. Now, had the Republicans won the presidential election, the secret operation would be allowed to continue. In fact, before the election, many of you heard Zia Maria say some very exquisite things about Sara Paulina in the hopes that the McCain ticket would win. And after the election, Zio Giovanni was not shy in expressing that Stugazze and Euro would probably ruin America. In closing, happy birthday to Giovanni and Zia Maria, and thank you for your service.